So the gist of it is going to be 7 normal things in Thailand compared to the country where you're from in the West. So here I'm talking about USA, Canada, Australia, Europe and the UK. Hello, Cheap Dave here. I'm down here from Narjantiem, down not the very far end of the beach. You can see how far it goes, right down to the tall buildings down on the corner down there. Yeah, I'm gonna do this video today, just my opinion, so don't take it too serious, because I have been known to be wrong once or twice. Just let me know what you think. So the gist of it is going to be 7 normal things in Thailand compared to the country where you're from in the West. So here I'm talking about USA, Canada, Australia, Europe and the UK. But let me know what you think and we'll make a start. Yeah, so it's a beautiful day here, overcast. Looks like it might be rain coming in later, but at the moment 30 degrees. Luckily it's overcast, so I'm not getting burnt to hell. I'm down the end of Narjantiem where the fishing boats are. Yeah, so that's where I am. So it's the fishery. Right, so I'm not saying that these are good or bad things, just what I think. I'm doing it, so hopefully the culture shock won't be quite as severe when you arrive in Thailand yourself. Okay, so we'll start with number 1. Rental, condos, hotels or resorts. And one comment before I carry on: I didn't know there was so much junk around, and it's all around this fishing area. Loads of bottles on the seafront. I don't know whether they empty their boats out when they come in and just lob it all on the beach, but very untidy. Okay, so most of you will be coming here. You'll have a package deal, you'll only be stopping a month, so this isn't so much for you, though some of them are. Now if you're looking at staying a bit longer, you will have to be a little bit more careful. You can book your accommodation generally on Agoda or booking.com, or just get here, have a short-term hotel and find something when you arrive. Now the problems I've seen people have is if you're booking mainly on resorts, it's not so much hotels and condos. If you're booking 1 or 2 people, the price stays the same, but if you have 3 people in the same room, they sometimes double the cost of the room. which is crazy. So read the small print before you book, just so you don't get caught out. Right, so number 2 is going to be credit and debit cards. Now, if you come here from the West, USA, Europe, Australia, Canada, UK, you tend to be used to using your card more or less anywhere you go. That's not so much the case here, although it is getting better. If you're in the bigger towns like Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket or Chiang Mai, then you don't tend to get too many problems. It's more when you get out of the major cities that it's more of a cash society where you're going to need money rather than credit cards. There's a lot of places won't take credit. So my advice to you with the cards, always bring plenty of cash so you don't get caught out. So you've always got some money to turn to, even if you just go to an exchange booth, bring your own currency. Trouble with using the cards when you are over here, if you use the ATMs, you'll find that you get a charge every time you use it, whether you take out £10 or £1,000. So always good to take out bigger lump sums so you don't keep getting charged. I think it's about £5 a time UK. So yeah, avoid ATMs at all costs because it's going to cost you money. And if you're at markets or where else is it, getting street food or anything like that, you're definitely going to need cash in your pocket. Okay, so number 3 is Wi-Fi. So in general it's going to be okay. You're not going to have too many problems with Wi-Fi in your hotels, even when you're out in restaurants and that. A lot of them will have it, so you can load it onto your phone. If you use your phone for data, for playing video games, or what I'm doing, downloading YouTube videos, then it's a good idea to get a SIM card over here. When you arrive, I got mine from Tucom, but I pay 300 baht a month, which is about £5 a month, and that runs my phone for all the data I need. It runs downloading YouTube videos, and it also runs my laptop and my TV. And I can be using 2 or 3 of these at the same time, and it still does okay. If I do go over the top, it slows down a little bit, but it still works. £5 a month, so that's worth thinking about. Now, the other option is if you don't want to pay for a SIM card in your phone, and you don't want to sit in your hotel just using it, you want to be out and about, you can get very fast speeds if you go to a McDonald's or a Costa Coffee or places of that type of thing. Grab a coffee and you can sit there till your heart's content downloading videos or looking at your data, whatever you want to do. So that's just another option. Okay, so number 4, I'm looking at transport. Now, where you come from, it's very important, especially America, Australia, Canada, that you have transport, you have a car. Everywhere so far apart in these places that you've got to have it. Now, in Europe or UK, public transport's quite good, so it's not as important, but still important if you're over here. Yeah, so if you come to Thailand, one of the first places you might end up is Bangkok. Now, public transport there is very good. You got SkyTrain, the BTS, you got multiple bus stations, multiple train stations, and you've got the airport not far away. You've got 2 airports in Bangkok, so you can get more or less anywhere in the world you want from Bangkok. But if you're just travelling local, same thing, the public transport is fantastic. Now, if you come to Pattaya, not quite as much, it's a lot smaller place, but you've got the bar bus where you can get anywhere from Jomtien to Prachuapnak to Pattaya, and you get more or less anywhere you like on the journey on the bar bus, 10 baht. So that's a very cheap way of travelling. You've also got the motorbike taxis, and you've got just the normal taxis. So the one trick I found in Pattaya, if you're booking accommodation and you're not planning on hiring a car or a bike, then it's a good idea to get your accommodation on the bar bus route. Where I'm living is right on the bar bus route, and I can go anywhere in Bangkok or Jomtien, then jump on the bar bus to go home, and it drops me right opposite the entrance to where I'm living. So worth a thought. So yeah, I advise, or my advice is, when you come to Thailand, especially in Bangkok and Pattaya where the traffic's a bit crazy, it's a good idea to just use the local transport provided and not have a motorbike or a car. You haven't got the madness of the roads, and you have an accident, it's going to cost you. So just think on that one. That's probably the best bit of advice I'll give you the whole of this video. Use public transport. Right, so number 5, we've got a thing over here called the skin tax. Now, you've got this all around all the different countries in Asia. No, Thailand's no different. You'll find that if you're booking accommodation long term, if I'm paying 10,000 a month for a condo, the Thais will generally get it 1,000 less, because they know what the prices really should be, where the Farang pretty clueless most of the time. So if you go to national parks, there's always an extra fee, so the government are accepting this, that the Farang will have to pay a much higher fee than the locals. Obviously the wages for the locals is a lot less, so this is how they justify it. Now that would never happen in the UK. If I pay something to go and watch a national attraction, I'll pay the fee, and if a foreigner's there, no matter where they're from, they will pay the same as me. So yeah, so that's different to your own country. Okay, so if you go to the bigger shops like Terminal 21 or Central Pattaya or whatever, you're going to be paying the prices that are advertised on the goods because they show the prices. If you go to the market or any small shops or whatever, you'll end up paying more than the locals. Yeah, so my advice to you here is get yourself a Thai friend to go shopping with. If you see something that you like, send them back to get a price on it, and they will more than likely negotiate you a better deal than you would get if you were negotiating the deal yourself. So that's just another little bit of advice for you. Yeah, you'll see the Thais driving with no crash helmets, 3 or 4 up on a motorbike. Here's an example for you. Well, no, that's a Farang and a Farang with no crash helmet. So if they get pulled, they're going to get fined. Yeah, you see the Thais breaking the law, and generally a blind eye is taken by the police when they see them. Now the one last thing I've noticed over here, if you're breaking the law, like riding a motorbike without a crash helmet, or if you were driving 3 up on a motorbike, the police will stop the Farang, they will take a backhander, or they'll fine you. If they fine you, it's going to be lots more problems for you because you've got to go to the station to sort things out and all of that. Now with the Thai people, they have a little chat with the police, tell them they haven't got no money, and the police will let them off with a warning, and off they go on their merry way. So skin tax over here, it still exists. You know, I've even seen 12, 13-year-old kids, 2 or 3 up on the bike, driving around the streets of Pattaya. So yeah, all dead. They're probably much better motorbike riders than most of Farang over here, but they're still doing it, and they're still allowed to do it. Well, we come to number 6, my favourite one, is the Thai people. Now, I think it's the biggest difference between the East and the West. In Thailand, it's not strange to walk up to a person, a total stranger, start chatting with them. It's totally different in the UK, Europe, Australia, Canada. You walk up to a stranger over there, they think you're a weirdo, and they just don't want to talk to you. It's a really different way of life over here. So over here in Thailand, you tend to be able to walk up to most strangers, start a conversation. If you're lost, they'll try and help you find your way. If it's a girl that you just want to talk to, most of them will talk. Some start off a little shy, but in general, once you broke the ice with them, they're good as gold. There's a police station over there. When I say the people, I'm not talking about the bar girls, the freelancers, the massage girls. They're all going to talk to you because they want your business. That's their job. I'm talking about the normal Thai people they're happy to talk to you, and it's just so much nicer over here. The atmosphere, the talking, when you talk to people, they almost accept you straight away. So if I walked up to a stranger in a Western country and try and talk to them, they'd look at you like you were a freak, or you were going to attack them, or almost like they're not happy for you to be there. Okay, so the last one is Thai food. Now, Thai people love their food. It's everywhere, bars, restaurants, street food, even on the beach people walking around selling it. It's everywhere. Don't think you can go anywhere in Thailand without seeing somebody eating somewhere. It's just mad for it. Now the difference is, over here, quite a lot, Thai food varies. They'll eat anything from insects to reptiles to rats, and they'll eat more or less the whole thing. Eat anything that moves. Now they do like to have 3 or 4 different dishes laid out on the table when they're having a family occasion. It's not just having one meal like we do back home. They love a variety of things, and you'll always, well not always find, but the majority you'll find that Thai food can be very spicy, very, very spicy. Now they will have a fish dish, various meat dishes, rice, noodles, soups, also lots of different fruits, vegetables. Now they'll have one go at the meal, and then it'll all be left on the table. And they'll all be going back every so often, hours later, for a second helping. Maybe 2-3 meals a day I'll cover them for. So they don't tend to use refrigeration for the food, it's just left there to be eaten later. Not sure how the food goes with this, but they seem to cope all right. They must have stomachs of steel. But I know if I was eating it all the time, I'd be sat on the toilet most of the time. Yeah, so I think that's about 7 things that I've covered. Just my idea of a few of the differences to your home country. Hope you enjoyed it. Not all of them were negative, some of them were positive, but just gives you that little bit of pre-warning before you leave your country and come over here, just to prepare your mind a bit for it. I think that's more or less it from this video. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, press the bell, and if you liked it, come back and watch tomorrow's video. Be back with some more junk. One very last thing before I go, my new channel, Cheap Dave in Thailand 2. If you could go onto that, press the subscribe button, Don't even have to watch the videos, just press subscribe, get the subscriber count up a little bit for me. Thanks for watching, be back tomorrow. Team Dave. Team Dave Thailand. Team Dave Thailand.
Team Dave Thailand.
Yes.
Wow.
You look.
Team Dave Thailand.
Team Dave. Team Dave Thailand.
Team Dave Thailand.
Yay! Hello.